What is up, Glow, and welcome to the second semester episode of The Rush. As always, I'm Danny Fry. This episode is jam-packed with 4 basketball highlights, boys basketball highlights, along with 2 from the girls' side of things. Also, we have wrestling against rival SHG, which includes a preview of wrestling for Kaylee Night. The Rush cannot leave out GBA, which started this past weekend. Also, some hockey. And after all that info, let's get the show underway. And boys basketball head coach Blakeman is here to be a guest anchor for these highlights spanning all the way back to the Titans took on SHG. And Coach Peyton Allen, now out with a rare form of mono, and he was out with the flu against SHG. Who really needed to step up for you guys? Well, with Peyton being a perimeter and the shooting he gives us, we had to put somebody in there who was going to play the perimeter. Ethan Hunt, a freshman, stepped in and had a very good night, 4 for 4 from the 3 points. You had Isaac Albrecht, he stepped in, but we had to use anybody we could to fill that spot. And I mean, Peyton's a big void, but I thought we did a nice job. Let's take a look. Highlights of all those guys you just mentioned here against SHG. Titans just went over winter break, and there's Ethan Hunt, just the freshman, 5'7" freshman guard for the Titans. And you have Craig Fuchs really taking up the leadership role there, muscling inside. Yeah, Craig, we've had him on the perimeter a little bit, setting some screens and flashing to the basket, but SHG, we knew we had to get the ball down inside, and we had to have a post threat, but we got the ball to him, and he had a nice game. Close game after one. You mentioned Isaac Albrecht there with a 3 from the right wing, but there's a putback there, and Gabe Green putting that in for the Cyclones. SHG's, they're strong. I mean, they're a very physical team, but I thought we matched their physicality, and we shot the ball well that night. That gave us a chance to win. Mentioned shooting the ball well. Ethan Hunt there with a 3 from the corner. You're really trying to get things going in the third quarter, and they did. How about Miles McAdams from straight on, Coach? Yeah, I mean, Miles, here in the past, he's shooting the ball a little quicker than he should, and as the ball moves there, you'll see that he had a wide open shot, and that's what we need to get more of. Same spot. There's Ethan Hunt. It was 45-35 at Glenwood some point here in the fourth quarter, and it helps out there with Ethan Hunt with that 3. You can put 3 guys on the floor that can shoot the ball, and Ethan was one that night, so it spread SHG started to get some big offensive rebounds to put back. There's Green to big David Jacob inside. And they started hitting some big shots as well, too, in the end that you guys had to deal with. Yeah, we had a 10-point lead there, and again, they were in survival mode like we talked about at the beginning of the game. But, you know, they weren't going to quit. They had some big shots, too, and you have to have big shots, and you got to get big stops at the end. And there towards the end, here's a big 3, though, from their sophomore Sestak, and that gave them a slim 1-point lead. Then they would go down and hit a free throw, and here, for the win, Miles, not quite, but it was on point and a great try. Yeah, he had a beat on it, and he just didn't go in. And now, as the final score, 51-49 SHG. Hunt with 12, 4-4 behind the arc. Fuchs with 22. Let's pause for some post-game sound.
Well, we started hitting some big shots, but credit Coach Blakeman and his kids, Fuchs and McAdams. They got hearts of warriors, and to tell you the truth, we got lucky, man. They outplayed us all night, and we're fortunate to just come out with a win. It's a lot of fun, you know. The crowd's packed. The kids are into it, and it's just a lot of fun. And you know, I'm honored to be a part of that. But at the end of the day, it's a basketball game, and it's a win, and we're fortunate to get out of here.
Now, from that SHG game, Coach, what could you really take away? Because the next night you had to turn around and play a Lanphier team that really is now clicking on all cylinders. You know, you put the kids that have, never played in the SHG game, like a Hunt and a couple others that Drew Perriott stepped up for us too and took care of the ball. But anytime you put them in an atmosphere like that, that's asking a lot. And they were able to handle themselves well. And you know, as we play this game and in later games, they're going to get that experience. And if we do ever get everyone back, it's going to really help strengthen our bench. Now, see, the Titans take on the Lanphier Lions, this one at home on a Saturday night contest, Glenwood and Lanphier. Fans were out there to see this one, and Fuchs right off the bat inside, off the glass, and good. And again, in this game, trying to work them inside. That was an and one there. Yeah, he kept it going. He's gaining that confidence inside.
Larry Austin, a miss for him, but there's Eddie Smith, big number 44, 6'5" forward, able to put it back for the Lions.
Yeah, they added him here at the Christmas, or at the break, and he makes them pretty tough inside.
And there's a nice layup there inside for yourself and the Titans. We had to deal with Larry Austin, only 3 for 20, entering the game from behind the arc, but he hits that one from the left wing.
Yeah, we weren't going to guard him out there. You go out there and get him, you got to stop something, live with something, and we were able to live with that. He had a nice shot.
In the second quarter, how about this pass? Nice assist from McAdams to Fuchs.
Miles is starting to figure it out too, coming off those screens. They're guarding him with 2 guys, and he give it up.
Lamphere, a nice little freshman, Xavier Bishop, with that floater, and he really started hitting on all cylinders himself right before that game in that tournament.
He had a very good Christmas tournament in Pekin. Yeah, and I talked to a couple coaches. He's very impressive.
Hit that shot at the buzzer. They give him I believe 20 points at the break. But there's Miles McAdams, and you guys would tie it early on here in the third quarter with some aggressive plays, but the run started for Lamphere when Larry Austin got in the open court, and there was a dunk.
That was kind of the turning point. That was the turning point of the game. A bad shot turns into transition.
That made it 28-24, I believe, and then in transition again, there's Austin to Eddie Smith, and Lamphere was starting to carry again. I mean, what were you guys trying to do with Larry Austin? He just goes and lays it in like so athletic, Division I.
Yeah, you can't guard layups. That was one thing. We had to control the game with our offense, and I thought they did a very good job for about 3.5 quarters. And they had a couple run-outs, and before you know it, a 4-point lead went to a 11-point.
They end up 51-40. Fuchs with 23 and 13 boards. Let's pause for some more post-game sound.
You know, Glenwood, they came out focused and they came out ready to play. You know, they always play tough. It's always hard playing here. You know, they coach well, but we still came out and played Lamphere basketball. Came out the W.
I thought that they're always tough at home, so we had to come out and defensively, I thought that we needed to turn it up and guard guys. And, you know, without Peyton and without Helm, I knew they were a little down, and we didn't want to let anybody get off. And Fuchs had a great game, so that made it a little scary for us.
Okay, and now, Coach, after that hard loss, you guys had to look forward to you had Springfield High where you gained back Cole Harper and Springfield and Cole Harper and Daniel Helm both, and then gearing up for the County Market Classic and the Glenwood Winter Classic, and really talk about the experience that you get from playing in that game, especially the time span. There are 5 games in a week.
It is the longest week of the basketball season, having those 5 games. We have it here at home, which really makes it better than being on the road, obviously. But at the same time, you get to know your team. This is where your team, you got 5 games in a week's time, and you find your strengths, and you find where you're weak at, and especially with the guys. We were coming back now with Cole and Daniel coming back, and you know, the games against Rochester, and we're going to talk about, but you know, we're just trying to put the pieces back together. But at the same time, these 5 games will really help with that.
You guys opened up the Winter Classic against the Rochester Rockets, coming into the game 3-10 and only managing the consolation championship in the county. But they really came out ready to play. Here's Fuchs though with a turnaround baseline jumper to get you guys started off early. But then they had a nice land. That's David Ross. A heck of a hook shot there, Coach.
You know, we played Rochester earlier. It's sort of a similar game. They've gotten better. It was their second game of the year when we played them.
Second quarter, Rochester was up 14-12 after 1. Really helped have Cole Harper back. That went off the backboard, but let an easy bucket there go to Gabe Ferguson and the Rockets.
We let too many easy buckets go. They went to a box and won, and it kind of slowed us down and slowed the pace of the game down.
And Howard Fisher, just a sophomore, but he had a couple threes, hit that shot from right of the circle, and Rochester led 27-20 at halftime. What are you trying to tell your guys at half, and then they really turned it on?
Well, like I said, we got flat-footed. We weren't being the aggressor the first half. The second half,
Helm coming at you, 100 miles per hour, dishes it off to Brown, and then there's a jumper from the top of the key for Fuchs, and his shooting has really improved as well. And here, Brown, these past 2 games, he's really turned it on.
Tyler has had really 2 nice games here, and he's just getting better.
That 3 from the corner pretty much sealed the deal for the Titans in this one, going on to beat the Rochester Rocks by a score of 53-44. Fuchs with 21 and a tying record in the Winter Classic, 15 rebounds. Let's hear some post-game sound from the Titans.
It was just the defense. We started playing harder. I mean, we didn't play really hard at the start, which I don't know why we didn't do that, but I mean, just grinding it on defense, doing well.
It's definitely a wake-up call for us. We definitely got to play harder right from the start. Hopefully our guys got the message.
Last night there was a rematch over another game in break at Jacksonville Crimsons where you lost over break 52-46 in overtime. What did you take from that game to try and get a better result here at home?
Well, we guarded them well last night. We did what we had to do. It just, we tied it at 43. We're down, I think, 8 or 7 and come back there at the end. But, you know, we just found out how they were going to play, how they were going to guard. They're big, they're strong. You had to keep them off the boards, and we did a really good job.
Let's take a look here. Glenwood and the Jacksonville Crimsons last night in the County Market Classic. There's Tyler Brown mentioned he had another big game here in the County Market. Fans are out again. A little better game, you know, a little more attractive game, Glenwood and Jacksonville. Here's Josh Peak. Hits that jumper. He's such a 6'5" point guard.
Oh, he's a ton. I mean, you've got to really know where he's at and keep him out of the lane.
And Harper, really not much shooting right off the bat, but Harper was able to drive to the basket and score.
Yeah, him and Daniel are both just getting their basketball legs under him. I mean,
who knew Dalton Keene, a nice perimeter shooter, hitting down that deep too.
Yeah.
and here's I know, who would have thunk it? And there's a 3 for Peak again from the corner.
Yeah, there were 6 of 7 last night, and we've had a few of those games. I don't know if it's our defense or just one of those years where teams shoot well against
Coach's son, Jared Dugan's son, Peyton Dugan, really came out and stepped up there off that alley-oop. And here's the nice little pass, and Barlow gives it back to Dugan, and he'll hit this 3.
And that was a bank.
Yeah,
so that's the way it went for them.
And really, there were some free throws. Miles got it going, though, right before half. He hit a 3. Tyler Brown is going to step up and knock down a 3, or they're going to keep it. And here's Harper, and gives it back to Brown. He hits a 3 from the corner. That is in the closing seconds of the first half. And that really gave you guys some momentum, only down by 1, 23-22. Here is Brown again, just all over, end up with 11 points.
Like Brownie in the last 2 games is really coming on. I mean, he's starting to look to score a little bit because of the absence of Peyton. Somebody has to, and Brownie's really stepped up and done that.
And there's Keene again, and they end up hitting just too many big shots, and Jacksonville won 46-43. McAdams for the Titans also added 10 points. So you guys have Lincoln tonight, and where are you guys looking from the Lincoln Railers?
1-2-2 like always.
1-2-2 zone.
They're tough. They got 5 guys that can dribble, pass, and shoot out there, and you have to guard them all the same way. So, you know, they'll shoot it well. We're just gonna have to find a way to get the ball in the basket and guard them.
Thanks, Coach. And the Titans finish up the County Market Winter Classic with 3 games in 2 days. Glenwood takes on Lincoln tonight at 8 and will battle Highland tomorrow morning at 11:30 and return at 6:30 Saturday night to face the Taylorville Tornadoes. It's that time in the show when we take a quick commercial break, but stay right there. We'll be right back with some wrestling, girls basketball, GBA and hockey all up there too. Stay tuned. That Willie's in Chatham is a great family restaurant that supplies a wonderful dining experience. We offer outstanding fried chicken and over-the-top walleye and pizza. With quality products at affordable prices, That Willie's is the way to go. Open Monday through Saturday, 12 a.m. to midnight. Call us today at 217-483-6969.
Aaron, you're all set?
Great, thanks.
Mike, thanks for doing that discount double check. You saved us hundreds.
What was that?
The discount double check? It's when we comb through your policies to make sure that you're getting all the discounts you deserve.
No, I get that part, but you guys are doing my move.
The discount double check move?
It's my touchdown dance.
So you're a dancer?
No, I'm a quarterback.
Oh, quarterback.
More.
I'm a robot.
Where's your teacher?
Get out of here.
Get to a better state, State Farm.
Call Steve Bedford in Chatham for personal service and discounts that you deserve.
Kids, the breakfast is ready. Eat up. Your friend's gonna be here pretty soon.
I'll be there in a second.
Have a great day.
My friend's here, I'm leaving.
Be safe. Come home right after school.
All right, see ya.
Wow, your dads are really looking out for you.
That's not my dad. That's my family's financial advisor, Mr. Sullivan.
Sullivan Financial, looking out for your investments and your family.
Glenwood Wrestling meets exciting and intense with the addition of a spotlight. And that spotlight will be used really nice when they go in and for Kaylee night next Tuesday. And to help us preview for that and go over the SHG meet over break is the head wrestling coach, Coach Mosier. And guys, we're heading in over break and had a lot of big invites and stuff. Just describe how's the season's going with that.
I've never had a season really like this. It's humbling, and at the same time, you know, it's a learning experience, but it doesn't change your preparation or anything like that. You still go at it and focus on individual performances getting better.
Let's take a look at some of those performances against SHG underneath the spotlight. We're going to start out with Craig Randall, and he had a tough guy to face, Tim Zock at 170 for SHG, and he's going to end up winning by points there. Here's Chris Nation. He's going to go win by a fall, 120.
Yeah, those two, they're one of the guys that had the tougher matchups, but Craig pulled it out and Chris got the pin.
Yeah, and Chris has really turned it on after missing a few meets early on in the year. J.D. Turner as well, he really had a dogfight here in his match at 126.
Right. J.D., the more J.D. moves and the more explosive he is, the better he wrestles, and he can beat some good kids when he moves.
And then, of course, the premier wrestler, Sam Butler, 132, one invite at Geneseo. Describe what he's trying to do here. He'll eventually win by fall.
He's just trying to put him to his back there, and the kid's just hanging onto a leg and doing what he's not supposed to.
Yeah, and Butler ends up taking advantage of that, getting a pin, and the Titans win by a lot, 57-18. Butler and Nation both win by fall. And Coach, that was all great meet and everything, and you got a lot of good invites for experience. But talk about this meet coming up. It's really not just a meet coming up on Tuesday. Wrestling for Kaylee night. You had a great edition last year compiled with senior night. Anything different this year? And just tell everybody about what they're going to expect on Tuesday night against Beardstown.
The only thing different that you can expect is that it will be just one team. It'll be Beardstown. It's my very first assistant coach. We coached the junior high together, so he's coming in for senior night, and they're a talented Class A team. So it'll just be one event. All proceeds go to Kaylee's crew, and we're selling the T-shirts just like last year. It'll be under the spotlight with music, and it'll be a great event.
Yeah, we'll have that, and describe what you guys are doing for donations to Kaylee's crew again.
You know, we're selling the T-shirts, and there's going to be a stand there also where they can buy stuff, buy T-shirts, and all the money goes to there. So there'll be everything available at the wrestling meet.
Should be a great night of wrestling and a great night to help a good cause in Kaylee's crew as well. Thanks, Coach, for coming on. And the Titans will hit the mats first before Kaylee's invite on Saturday morning. It's Kaylee's meet, I should say. They'll take on Mascoutah, Niles, Notre Dame, and Granite City, all at 11, all at Glenwood. And now we move on to girls basketball, the Lady Titans basketball team, and their competition level has really bumped up lately, facing not just one but two state-placing teams a year ago. Let's start back on January 3rd when the Titans visited Springfield High to battle last year's fourth-placing Class 3A Senators. Get right off the bat. Titans are going to hit some tough shots early. Allison Long misses that one, but a putback there for the Glenwood all-time leading rebounder. She got that against Lanphier on the 8th. She puts that one off the glass, another one off the glass there for Nikki Hogan. And she's really stepped up, a junior, hitting some tough shots for the Titans. In Glenwood's game, they're really trying to drive to the basket. Here again is Kelly Gregg's nice turnaround jumper that falls for the Titans. They led at halftime in this one, 21-18. It helps when you get easy layups like that. That's Maggie Julin, another sophomore. Titans will be loaded next year, but here, too many of these easy buckets inside. I believe that was Annika Webster, who actually went to Glenwood Middle School for the Titans. And here, flinging up a layup there is Julin again. And off the inbound, Hogan to Julin. And Hogan going to get that one to fall off, but Springfield High, they got to the line a lot, and they were able to pull out a 5-point win over Glenwood, 43-38. Maggie Julin led the Titans with 18 points. Now, the tough competition did not stop there. This Tuesday, Glenwood hosted last year's Class 2A state champion, Quincy Notre Dame Lady Raiders. They came into the game undefeated, 13-0. Let's take a look at the highlights. Glenwood and ND. Glenwood got off to a little bit of a slow start, but here when they did, Julin down to Bish off the glass and good. But QND, they were going to get a lot of easy baskets. That's Cassidy Gangenbacher, led them in points, number 15. Here's another one, that's not a replay, had another fast break and a layup off the glass and good. But the Titans said, hey, you know what? We can do that too. That one getting the fall for the Titans. Titans were down by 7 at halftime, and there's a drive by Foley, and she lays it in for the Lady Raiders, and then off the backboard and good is Julin. The Titans led a charge in the third quarter and really made an interesting game with the help of this Kelly Graves three from the left wing. Coach Crossan really liking what he was seeing when he took the timeout. But again, QND, look at that baseball pass and then an easy layup on the other end for QND. But Maggie Jewell would try and counter. She hits another three there from the corner, but it would not be enough. QND too strong, able to win by 11 points, 49-38. Jewell with a dozen. Gengenbacher for QND with 22 points. And now the Lady Titans will head to Lincoln over the weekend, and all the way throughout next week they will play in the Lincoln Eden Tournament. Now let's take our last commercial break of the day, but stay right there in your seat because GBA Hockey and Eric's Pigskin Picks are right around the corner.
Well, Mr. Raji, we could save you hundreds by doing a discount double check.
Not you too, Raji. You're on my team. You know that's my move.
The discount double check?
No, that's my touchdown dance, man.
Here we go again. Sir, you're not even doing it right. Raji, drop it.
Show me what you got, Raji.
What is this?
Come on now. You said you were a dancer.
Where you going, buddy? Come on back.
Get to a better state. State Farm.
Call Steve Bedford in Chatham for personal discounts that you deserve.
That Willie's in Chatham is a great family restaurant that supplies a wonderful dining experience. We offer outstanding fried chicken and over-the-top Walleye pizza. With quality products at affordable prices, That Willie's is the way to go. Open Monday through Saturday, 12 a.m. to midnight. Call us today at 217-483-6969. Now it's finally everybody's favorite time of the year. It's GBA time, of course, or the Glenwood Basketball Association. Well, Glenwood juniors and seniors again assembled teams to compete for the 2013 GBA crown. The very first game tipped off last Sunday with Team Weir and Team Keatsman. And here to join me to be a guest anchor for these upcoming highlights is Glenwood senior Nick Cock. And you're also on the hockey team. You'll stick around for the hockey highlights as well. But talk about the excitement that comes around with GBA before we dive into the highlights.
I mean, everybody looks forward to GBA. You find out, who your athletic seniors are. Find out who some of the kids are that aren't as athletic, but
well, you still see a lot of athletes from other sports playing that just aren't basketball players.
I mean, you've got Brayton Hack, star goalie for the soccer team. You've got Gabe Phillips, great lineman for Glenwood. Donovan Hammonds.
Yeah, running back. Yeah.
You got Ryan Martin from the football team. We got everybody.
And let's take a look at pretty much everybody you just mentioned on Team Weir, and they're predicting a GBA championship. Season tips off at 1 o'clock. The tip will go to Team Keatsman, but there's Weir. Gonna knock down a 3 on the next possession. We'll skip there.
Yeah, he can shoot the ball, and Joe Graves on their team really pretty much did everything for them.
He did, I believe. We tallied him up to have 23 points. There's Gabe Phillips, and he's gonna do a Tebow after getting that putback. How'd that come about?
Gabe's a pretty funny kid.
Talk about this layup, though, driving in the lane untouched off the backboard and good. How about that?
What can I say? That's all the middle school basketball drills doing right there.
Got to mention, I like the hair, too. Phillips knocks another one off the back. When there's Corey Farrell, the only other person other than Graves to score, sort of slaps that one back. And we head to the second half, and here's Donovan Hammonds. We mentioned him, leading scorer on Team Weir, knocking that one down from the baseline.
Yeah, he's a great athlete. Also got to give a shout out to Troy and Gabe for the fake tattoos. Looked pretty intimidating out there.
I'll say I was wondering if that was real or not. Here is Meyer. Matt Meyer, again, another great defensive back for the Titans. Gets that one to go. That really sealed the deal. Weir all over Keatsman, 55-29, without the size of Keatsman, though.
Yeah.
Hammonds at 14, Graves, roughly 23 points. Maybe it could have helped if you had Kelly Graves on. If they had Kelly Graves.
From what I've seen from this highlight, she's quite the athlete.
Yeah, but Nick, so we got GBA, and you got games coming up again. Full slate of them in the East and West gyms, and so then also now let's move on to hockey. Let's take a look at these hockey highlights. Let's take a look at. Well, first you guys took on Decatur, ended up losing 8-2. And Tyler, this is a tough matchup. I know that's Decatur's varsity. They have a JV team as well.
They're a very tough team, obviously in the Lincoln Land High School hockey, but you know, we got 2 more tries at them, and I think we can do it.
Now let's take a look. You guys are looking for a rebound against Springfield High, a team you already easily were able to take down here at the Nelson Center.
Yeah, you got Brian Adams bringing up the ice. He's a senior at Williamsville.
Yeah.
And a great player. When he stays out of the penalty box, he's kind of a second home.
Well, that one he's able to get in. I believe he ended up having 3 goals in this one. There's Adams again, another one.
Yeah, he's, you know, Coach always says keep the puck low because it's harder for the goalie to drop the pads, but we finally started doing that, and look what happened. We scored 10 goals. So.
And then another one, and I've been told the Springfield goalie had some problems here.
I believe they switched goalies in between the second and third period, but not too sure.
Yeah, not much really even helped them there, did it?
No, I mean, it's hard for a goalie to switch, and I think that was Brian's second goal.
And Pat Flahey, the senior leader, not really getting on the action here in this one. He's headed to the third period. You guys had this in hand, though.
Oh, yeah.
But still went out there. And you had some guys get some nice experience in here as well. And talk about playing a team like Springfield, how it's going to move on for you.
I mean, obviously every game we need to come out and play hard. You know, you can't take any game as it's easy because you come out and you get beat if you're flat-footed. So, you know, you got to come out and play every game like it's hard.
A 10-3 win over the Senators. Adams with 3 goals. Zollner with 2 goals as well. And Nick, thanks for coming on and for both of these highlights. And now after the W, the Glenwood Hockey Club moved to 5-2 on the season and will head back to the Nelson Center Wednesday to take on undefeated 4-0 Decatur at 7:30. Now, here we go. Let's give a quick update here on boys swimming and diving, how they're doing. They won. They hosted a meet against Charleston, Southeastern Lincoln. They ended up winning that one easily. Let's move on to see how they did against Jacksonville. They won that one against Jacksonville and Southeast, that one on the road at Jacksonville. So now let's go to Eric's Pigskin Picks NFC AFC Championship Edition. Take it away, Eric.
What up, guys? This is my NFC and AFC championship picks. First game, we're going to start off the NFC. San Francisco at Atlanta. San Francisco will win. They'll get it done by running the football and playing good defense. I think that front four of theirs will get to Matt Ryan and cause him to throw a few interceptions. And they have a lot of momentum for beating Green Bay 45-31 last week, and that's why they will win. Next game, a rematch of last year's AFC championship. New England. They will stop Ray Rice because New England's got the 9th best run defense, and I think Stephen Ridley will have a big game on that Baltimore's 20th ranked run defense. It's pretty hard to stop New England right now because right now they've been averaging 37 points a game in the last 11 games, and that's why I think New England will get it done.
With those bold picks, and now that is all the time we have. No debate this week, but all I'm going to say is next week we have 2 professionals in the business coming on to debate next week. But now, go check out the County Market Winter Classic. But if you can't, Friday at 8 o'clock, Mason Byers and I will have the clock, and Saturday at 6:30 against Bandy's hometown of Taylorville. We will have the call for that one as well. Don't have a guest anchor here, but that's all. Go Titans. We gone.